Hello, everybody. It's Bob Nagin, and this is Coronavirus in the Independent Retailer podcast, episode 43. So this morning I woke up and I just didn't have any inspiration for the podcast. So I did something that I should have thought of a long time ago. I went to our Whiz Bang Retailers Facebook group and said, anybody have any ideas for me? And I got lots and lots of great ideas. It comes to this idea that ask people. People have answers for you. And so that's where I got today's episode, which is really about it is about letting your customers customize their shopping experience. And it was inspired by a question that Hope asked. But before we get into that, I want to ask you, have you invested in the add-on masterclass yet? It is, lots and lots of people are making that investment. Thank you if you are one of them. You will be well served by that program. And like I keep saying, until Friday, it's only $47, less than half price. It only takes 30 minutes to watch, to learn, and it's got a 30-day unconditional money-back guarantee. So the upside is huge. Adding on is such an important part of the sales process. It's such a great way for you and your team to add to the customer experience and make a lot more money at a time when money is really important. So if you haven't invested in it yet, you only have till Friday to get the great deal. I would encourage you to do that right away. Don't delay. Get the information, put it to work in your business. Okay, here we go. So Hope wanted me to address something that she's doing. And what she's doing is, I'll get to what she's doing in a little bit. But really, her question prompted me to think about this customizing the customer experience process. Because I've been doing a webinar fairly regularly. I did one yesterday, I did it today on post-pandemic marketing. And the webinar starts with this idea that the future is what we call multi-experiential. That right now, the world of independent retail is shifting to this place where your customer determines how they want to buy. Pre-pandemic, the pre-pandemic world was primarily about marketing to drive people into your store. And then once they got into your store, your beautiful displays, your great merchandise mix, and most importantly, your great team turned that traffic into money. Not everybody wants to come into the store right now. But just because they may not want to come into your store to shop doesn't mean they don't want to shop. So when we talk about omni-experiential, what we mean is that we give them many ways to shop, and we give them many ways to have their goods delivered. We give them many ways. We meet them where they are. And the thought that Hope's question prompted was this whole idea of how do you ask, how do you get the information from your customers, and then how do you turn that information into relationships that turn into money? So the first thing to ask is, and if you should take notes, or you should come back and visit this, because I think that this is going to be a really, 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 really good thing to do. So you need to ask your people several questions. The first question is, how do you want to shop? And here are some possibilities. You might have more possibilities. If you think of something that I'm missing, please put it in the chat right now. So I have 5 options here right now, possibilities. In store, some people want to come into your store, yep. They want to buy from social media, particularly maybe, from your live events. They want to buy on your website via e-commerce. They want to be able to pick up the phone and call you, buy via phone, or they want to shop by appointment. And that sort of is in store, but it's a little different. Some people just want to come in when they want to come in. Some people want to come in when they know that they'll be safe, when they'll have attention, so that their shopping experience is more personalized and more efficient. So that's the first set of questions. How do you want to shop? You're asking your customers this. Now, the second set of questions is, how do you want your merchandise, your purchase delivered? And then I have 4 options here: in-store, curbside, local delivery, or traditional shipping. So do you see what you're doing? You are asking your customers how they want to shop with you. You are planting the seed that you are reaffirming to them that they are your customers, and when they reply, it is bringing the sale a little closer. So the marketer, Dean Jackson, has a great acronym for emails. And he's the guy who made the 9-word email famous. But his acronym is short, personal, and expect a response. So this is really important. Short, personal, and expect a response. So now that you have the set of questions to ask, how do you want to shop and how do you want it delivered? Now we want to find a way to ask our customers in such a way that they respond. Because when they respond, if somebody tells you, oh, I want to shop by appointment, in store, well, oh, that's beautiful information. Because the next question, of course, becomes, the reply is, great, let's set up an appointment. Or, I want to shop by phone. Great, let's set up a call, right? So whenever they reply, you are one step closer to the response. So let's talk about now how we communicate these questions. How do we initiate this conversation? And at the most basic level, you just send a mass email out with a SurveyMonkey questionnaire, and you have 2 questions. Maybe you find some other questions, but really you want to keep it super short. 2 questions. How do you want to shop? How do you want it delivered? You're gathering information about your customer base in its aggregate, and you're gathering information about your customers individually. And I like that idea. If you're overwhelmed right now, that might be the best way to do it. Down and dirty, SurveyMonkey, short email, send it out, see what people say. But here's the other thing that I'm going to say, though, is this is a real opportunity. This is a real opportunity. And I would like to see you personalize your emails as much as possible. Personalize them as much as possible. And, so if you don't have the time or the bandwidth or the energy to send a personal, think about the customer and send it, I'd encourage you to go into your database and sort of rank your customers. Maybe you've got your top 25 customers, your top 50 customers, and those are the people you make a point of really personalizing the email, or that you make a phone call. So you sort of build your customers into A, B, and C piles. And maybe the A pile gets a communication from you. Maybe the B pile gets a communication from your team members. And everybody else, sort of the rest of your list, gets this bomb video. But just recognize that the more personalized you communicate, the more powerful the relationship is going to be when somebody responds. So really what we're talking about here is clienteling. This could very easily be the beginning of your clienteling program. And I've encouraged you several times before, and I'm going to encourage you again. If you haven't listened to my interview with Maureen Doran, I would encourage you to go to whizbangtraining.com/coronavirus and scroll down the page and you'll see it's several interviews I did, but one of them was about clienteling. And clienteling is basically when you match your customers to your team members, and your team members become responsible for the relationship with that client. So do you see what's happening? If you say, I'm going to take my top 100 customers, I'm going to take 25. Each of my other three employees are going to take 25, and we're going to reach out personally to, each of us is going to reach out to these 25 people. That is clienteling. Now, of course, you can build systems and structures and all those things, but this is what we're doing. We're allowing our customers to customize their buying experience, their shopping experience. This is the way of the future, people. This is why I'm so excited. So there's clienteling. If you want to make it even more powerful with email, rather than saying, hey, Sam, how was your kids' basketball season last year? By the way, we're just reaching out to find out these things about you. How would you like to shop? How would you like it delivered? Thanks for the reply. You can make BombBomb videos. And we've talked about BombBomb videos before, B-O-M-B, B-O-M-B. And a BombBomb video is a video email. So then what would happen is I would hold up a sign that says, hi, Sam. And I would say in that BombBomb video, hey, Sam, we're really excited that we're, starting to do business, in-store business again. But we understand that everybody does not feel the same way about coming into the store. What we'd like to find out from you is how you would like to shop with us and how you would like your purchases delivered, and then give them the option. So this is an opportunity for you to look them in the face. If you're bubbly, be bubbly. If you know anything about it, reference them. It's a chance to really have a personal conversation without actually picking up the phone. But of course, you could also pick up the phone. So really, that's what we're trying to do. What we're trying to do right here is really use this ask method. We're using the survey method of how people want to shop and how they want to deliver to reestablish a relationship and really build that relationship through personal communication. And then hopefully, if you're being farsighted, begin that relationship. This process becomes the beginning of your clienteling program. Taking it one step farther to Hope's original question. She wanted to get a bead on how people wanted to shop in her store. So she is putting up a sign by her safety signs, asking her customers, what kind of shopper are you? ? And do you want me to show you around? I'll let you know if I need you, or I'm a scavenger hunter. She is allowing her customers who come into the store to self-select or to identify what kind of shoppers they are. Now, this becomes a great way for a skilled salesperson to get into the conversation. The first step of the 6 steps to the perfect purchase is the greeting. And so you can greet someone while that, right after they're there, you see them look at the sign, you see them look at your safety procedures, you see that they know the question, and then the key question, which is the question that brings them into a deeper conversation, becomes, hey, did you read the questions? What type of shopper are you? And when they tell you that, that gives you the information that you need to allow them to have the kind of shopping experience they want to have. So Hope, I think if you're watching this, I think your idea is absolutely brilliant. Let people shop the way that they want to shop. And Hope, thank you, because your question or your request prompted me to think about customizing the whole shopping experience even more. And I'll tell you, I really, really like this idea. I really like the idea of letting your customers decide. Let your customers tell you. Let your customers customize their experience. Because when they get met where they are, not where you want them to be, they are a lot more likely to be loyal, more transactions, higher lifetime value, more referrals. All the good things happen when you have a great customer. All right. Well, I hope that you found that helpful. I'm really excited about it, as I mentioned. And one more time, you only have 3 days to get a great, great deal on the add-on masterclass. Don't miss this opportunity. All right, everyone, we will see you tomorrow at 9:30. As always, keep up the good fight. You're awesome. You got this. See ya.